Now then folks, welcome back to FutureVapers. Thanks for joining us. Today we're going to be having a look at the long awaited temperature control mod from eLeaf. The eLeaf iStick TC 40 watts. The iStick TC 40 watts, it kind of nicely slots into the iStick family. As you see, they brought out the iStick 20 first, and then they brought out the iStick 50, then they brought out an iStick 30, which left a 40. So they brought out an iStick 40 with temperature control. Sorry, I missed out the 10. They brought out an iStick 10 mini. So, and then this one. So now they have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and they have 100, which I'll be reviewing for you in the next few days. But yeah, temperature control done cheap, done simple, and it works. You know, I have the eLeaf temperature control tank on here, which comes with either two nickel 0.15 ohm coils, or you can get it with two standard 1.5 ohm cantle coils. And it works fine. It works fine. It's actually the first mouth to lung temperature control, temperature nickel coil tank I've found. It's good to see that, you know, they're taking as mouth to lung vapors, or people who just stop smoking and they want that smoking type experience into consideration when they're designing and releasing these products. Very cheap. For a temperature control mod, it's round about the £30 mark, $29.99, $32.99, something like that. It can do both wattage and temperature control mode. In normal power mode, it can go from 1 watt right up to 40 watts. It can take an atomizer in temperature mode from 0.1 ohm up to 1 ohm, and in watt mode from 0.2 ohm to 2.5 ohms. The temperature control ranges from 100 degrees centigrade to 315 degrees centigrade Fahrenheit, 200 to 600 degrees Fahrenheit. It has a 2600 milliamp hour built-in battery, a spring-loaded centre pin, and it works well. For £30, a temperature control mod, you know, it does the job. You know, for any new vapors just getting into vaping and want to try a bit of temperature control, but they don't want to go and spend loads, then this is ideal. You know, the GS tank only costs around about £15 delivered, so £45 and you've got yourself a full setup temperature control. That's a steal compared to, you know, what the prices were a year ago. You know, but and before we go any further, we'll dive down. I'll unbox it, show you what you get in the box for your money and how it works. Then we'll come up, I'll give you some pros and cons, some final thoughts, and we'll wrap it up, guys. And here we have the eLeaf iStick TC 40 watt temperature control. Sturdy cardboard box. iStick temperature control, eLeaf, grey. This is the new slate grey colour that they do. They also do a silver, black and blue. No Dimitri pink this time, unfortunately. I'm sure Dimitri will be heartbroken. The scratch and sniff authenticity there. Made in China, manufactured by iSmoker. Okay. And inside we have the mod. We also have a section for the tank, which would be the GS tank like that, which I purchased separately in that box there. And so they must do a kit where you get the tank and mod together, but as you see on the back here, standard configuration, iStick, USB, go threading, user manual, no tank. Yet they've used the same box as they do for the kit. Maybe that's why they can afford to sell them so cheap at £30. The new slate grey. We should come back to that. Under here and under here we have the obligatory micro USB. Dear me, I don't know why I'm struggling to open this. We all know what a micro USB looks like. It is really good that the entire industry has adopted the same charging method, other than the mobile phone industry where you have 1,000,001 different mobile phone chargers. But it also means I've got about 30 of these kicking about, but at least I can pick up any one and it will charge any mod. That's an Ego thread adapter, if anybody's still using the C4 cone type tanks, or tanks that get their air from the bottom, that would screw into there and onto there. And a user manual. So that's a user manual if anybody wants to pause it and read the user manual. And in French, so I won't bother with the French and German versions, and that's it. So we shall get rid of these. And here we have the mod in the new darker slate grey. It says eLeaf at the bottom. It won't focus, but we can tell it says eLeaf there. On the other side, iStick TC40. Okay, this coating is fine, but the top and bottom really are fingerprint magnets. Which they're not showing now, but trust me, they are. I must have exceptionally dry fingers today because we're not showing any fingerprints. But that's by the by. Your USB charger is there on the bottom, micro USB, nicely curved on that edge. On the top you have your this is for a toggle thing, you have to put it around your neck or your wrist. You feed it through there and fasten it. I don't know if anybody's seen my Coolfire 4 review, but I had one on that. My wife had attached one to the Coolfire 4, so if you're not sure what one is, have a look at my Coolfire 4 review and you'll see what goes there. The 510 connection, which is spring loaded. Yeah, it looks much more sturdy than the eLeaf 30. There's the 30. You see the new, maybe that's for conductivity, to make a better connection for the temperature control, but you know, the old iStick 30 one really looks nowhere near as good in comparison. You know, size wise, compare this, maybe, you know, it's maybe a millimeter taller, something like that, you know, but very, very close in, you know, very, very close in size, maybe a couple of millimeters taller. And width wise, again, it's, you know, it's very, 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 very close. You know, there's nothing in it really. So, you know, the same size as the 30 really. It has a round button with a surround rather than the square one here, which, if you hear that, let's rattle on this one. Nothing. And that hasn't just developed over time, that was there from day one. So, you know, it looks, you know, better built, but more or less the same price, and it has temperature control. Dear me, oh, the camera's going everywhere, sorry. Okay, so it's 5 clicks off and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 clicks on. Focus. There we go. So here you have your, in temperature mode, you have your battery. When an atomizer is attached, the resistance will show there, and that will show you whether that resistance is locked or not, because you need to lock the resistance in, as you do on most temperature control devices. Here is the wattage it will apply. It always applies 40 watts in temperature control mode, and you adjust your temperature control here. It goes up. Round robins, of course, so it will go up to 600, and then round robin to 100 degrees centigrade. Then you go through the centigrade, whoop, dear me, to 315, back down to 200 Fahrenheit, and as such, and it just round robins all the way around. Okay, to put it into standard power mode, this middle button, you'd hold that down and it goes into wattage mode, and now it will show you the volts it's going to apply to the coil instead of the wattage. Your resistance still, but you've no need to lock it on this, and you just simply adjust the wattage as thus. It will go up to 40. No round robin in power mode, I don't know why, and the other button would take it down to 1 watt. Okay, to lock the device, you hold down these two buttons and it locks it. So you can't do anything, and to unlock you simply hold them down again to unlock, and to put it back into temperature control you simply hold down this center button there. There we go. Okay, and then you need to lock in the resistance of the coil you put on. It must be at room temperature in order for it to be locked in correctly. And also one thing, if you've had a temperature control atomizer on here previously and you've locked the resistance of that coil in, it will stay locked in. So if you take that off and put another one on, you need to unlock the resistance and then relock it with the new device. Okay, so and to lock and unlock the resistance you simply hold up and fire, and that will change to a lock symbol, which has locked that resistance as your base resistance, and it will use that to fire your temperature control from as such. And when you fire it, it will show you the current temperature of the coil and the current wattage it's using to get that temperature. And temperature protection will kick in if the coil gets too hot. In standard wattage mode, the atomizer is too low, but it will just give you a counter, a second counter, like a standard iStick 30 or 50, and that's it. You know, for a temperature control device, it's about as simple as they come. You know, you just adjust the temperature. There's no adjusting the watts, and away you go. You're vaping in temperature control for £45, as simple as it comes, as cheap as it comes. So let's pop back up to scene 1 and have some final thoughts on her. So as you've seen there, it's very simple to use. You know, there's no adjusting watts or adjusting joules. It's just you adjust the temperature and you vape. Simple as that. And I've been using this for about 2 weeks now with this GS eLeaf tank on there, and it's been satisfying me fine. I'm a mouth to lung vapor generally in my day to day. You know, I do blow a few clouds now and again, but generally I'm a mouth to lung vapor, and this has been serving me fine, and it's stood up well. I've had no problems with it whatsoever. No button rattle. The buttons are very tactile, and all in all, you know, I've got no problems with it at all. It's stood up to everything I've thrown at it and more. And for the price, you know, I could recommend this to a new vapor. So yeah, try that. It's simple to use. You can use it in normal wattage mode, or then try a bit of temperature control. It's, you know, it's excellent for the price. It's value for money. You know, I don't know how they managed to do it for that price. You know, it really is a steal. So, if any of you guys out there who don't have a temperature control mod yet and you want to give it a try, see if it's for you, you know, see what it's like, just try it out, have a tinker with it. You won't get one cheaper than that. Give it a try, see if it's for you. If you enjoy it, you can maybe upgrade to something, you know, a little more complicated, like the SX Mini or, you know, the RDNA, something like that. You know, it gives you a little bit of a play, a little idea of what temperature control is about. Or for a new vapor, it takes them straight in. It's easy for them to just set it at the temperature they want, and away they vape. all in all, for the price, I think it's an excellent little mod. I think eLeaf have hit a home run yet again with this one. Definitely. So that was the iStick temperature control, another great device by eLeaf. We've got some great reviews coming up in the next few days, guys. We've got the e-cig temperature control mod, which is the temperature control version of this. This is the original e-cig 150. I'll be reviewing the e-cig 150 temperature control in the next week or so, and also the X-Cube 2 160 watt temperature control mod, which does all sorts, connects to your phone and all sorts. So if you want to catch those reviews, click the subscribe button, and you'll get a little tinkle on your computer or your phone when they're uploaded. And if you've enjoyed the video at all, a like would be appreciated, guys. Thanks for watching, and keep on vaping.